Hi and welcome in. This is Divination Rainbow. Thank you so much for joining in for today, and thank you to all of my friends who are returning. Today we're going to be taking a look into your next aligned actions. We're going to read into your current energy. We're going to see what it is that you may be releasing or outgrowing. And then we're going to take a look at the steps that you're taking as you move towards the future and what guidance we can pull through from your higher self. All right. I am ready to go ahead and jump right in. So let's get started. Let's get a little bit of information right now on your current energy, please. What do we need to see at this time surrounding the current energy? Interesting. Starting out on a new beginning, something that is very true to you, something that you feel quite passionate about at that same time. And this has a lot to do with honoring yourself and really going with what truly feeds your soul and what truly nourishes your passion. I see this as being a time where, as you move into this new beginning, a lot of changes and transformations maybe have going on around you. And it could be potentially a time when you've had to ground yourself and remind yourself of what you feel like your true purpose or your true calling is. It's been a time recently when you have really had to kind of harness and use any type of talents or gifts or abilities you have that set you apart. And that also has brought in some joy unexpectedly for some. It's also a time when you may be receiving a lot of compliments from others, and you're kind of just effortlessly moving through these situations because it comes naturally to you. It can also be a time when you are bringing in changes that are aligning you with more fulfillment. You potentially could have very vivid dreams, and if not normally, that could be something that's been happening for you recently. Dreams that kind of feel different. And I'm seeing you really just kind of blossoming into those talents and those gifts and those abilities as you explore more of what your true purpose and your calling is. I love that. So, if that feels familiar to you as the current energy, we're going to go in now and take a little bit of a look at what it is that you have been potentially releasing and outgrowing. And that could even be something that is on your mind, contemplating whether or not it's the time to move forward from this energy. And this could be a confirmation for you. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look now, please, if I may see what you are outgrowing or releasing at this time, please. Really seems like the energy is evolving. Yeah, wow, that's so crazy. It's funny. The reason I said energy evolving was because I heard it in my mind. And then we have the world here. So that's funny. Let's keep going. Could be a time of really deeply spiritually awakening. And you're being celebrated as well. Definitely transformative energy, but I want to see a little bit more. I want to understand more about what it is that you have been letting go of. Oh, wow, this is powerful. 3 major arcana in a row. letting go of a little bit more of the conflict around having that type of bold and outwardly expressed spiritual energy in a time when it may be a little bit more of maybe a social norm in the spaces that you move in to kind of keep that repressed. And it also could be the type of situation where it's put you in an isolated state because of that. But I see you still standing apart in your own way and still being the strong individual that you need to be. But it's also really interesting here because I feel like it's been a time of great joy for you in this exploration. And that's been something where you've been able to kind of release some of those expectations. You've been completing cycles and then also having a lot of new cycles beginning as well. Just really seeing you moving through and kind of leveling up each time and coming into more alignment as you kind of mature on this journey here. But it's interesting though because we're taking a step back and then we're kind of thinking more about continuing to grow and also what kind of consequences are coming from this. What kind of things do I maybe need to think more about as I move through this transformation? And then the next thing we see is the Hierophant. So that is giving me a message that the next thing that's going on as you're moving through this transformation is maybe the expectations of some of your mentors, maybe the expectation of others who have perhaps given you spiritual guidance in a way, but also the tradition of religion in itself and a structured, more kind of organized religion in a sense, right? And kind of not having any more gatekeepers standing in between you and knowledge and having a deeper connection with divinity. And that could be potentially putting you in a more isolated state now with the Five of Swords. That's going to be the Five of Air in this deck here. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm seeing here. That's what you're moving past is that expectation, that need to fit in, because the need to kind of spiritually nourish yourself is becoming a little bit greater. And at the bottom of the deck here, yeah, it's putting you into a situation where you're really having to release the typical understanding and embrace the truth and stand in your power and be strong. And that makes a lot of sense. I'm getting this Hierophant card here for some. It's definitely going to be like a spiritual mentor, like potentially even somebody who's tied in with a religious structure like a church. And that could also possibly be part of the reason why at this time it's kind of creating a little bit of strain and tension there because certain types of exploration of spirituality can sometimes be frowned upon in those spaces. And I'm definitely getting that energy for someone. So let's go ahead here and see what information we can pull through as you take your next steps. What guidance can we see from your higher self? What guidance can we see from your higher self as you take these next steps on your journey? Yeah, you're going to continue to go within with the Hermit. Oh my gosh. And look at this like beautiful synchronicity here with both of these individuals who are being depicted showing themselves really having that deeper epiphany, right? That crown awakening moment, which may be also something that resonates for you that you maybe have experienced recently. All right, let's keep going. I got a little bit excited there. It's okay though. I love to see it. All right, what else can we see as far as guidance from your higher self and your future self as you move forward on this journey? This one wants to come out. I can feel it. Balance. Yeah. Yeah, balancing out those expectations and kind of allowing yourself to also have the realization that you are wanting to keep a karmic balance as well. And then here we're seeing the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting a message there of maybe having to let go of certain types of expectations of companionships and relationships formed around this structure here. But being also very aware of the fact that more fulfillment is continuing to unfold for you as a result of your ability to go deeper within. And it also is going to allow you to share that with others, right? The further you go on this journey of becoming more connected with your higher self and achieving that higher timeline, the better off you'll be to also be able to assist others in that way as well. And it's going to happen quickly. So I'm getting a message here for someone that there's definitely a need to not mourn at this time any loss or perceived loss of situations, because pain is also bearing growth. Perceiving it as negativity is not necessarily the right thing to do when there could still be many other viable things around you. And having a separation and a time apart sometimes can be a good thing. I'm hearing like that old adage, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? So that's definitely a message for someone here. And it's not something that I would focus on too much as you move forward. Not looking back is definitely also a message that I'm getting for someone here, because I'm getting the image in my mind's eye of, I believe it was Lot's wife. Was it Lot's wife when she was leaving and she looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt? Yikes. You don't want to look back as you're moving forward on this journey. You want to continue to trust and build that deeper, deeper trust, because that's what's going to take you further and propel you forward. That's definitely the message that I'm getting here for someone. Oh, I love to see it. And as you move through this journey, I would also say that being kind and giving yourself some grace is always a good idea, because something here is transforming in a way where it is continuing to build upon itself and it's bringing in abundance. It's giving you your flowers in a way that is truly fulfilling to you beyond what material things can fulfill a person. That's the beauty of life. Please do let me know how this resonates for you. And I'm so grateful to be able to bring in these type of messages for you. I love to see this kind of transformative stuff. And until the next one, when I see you again, please do continue to take good care of yourself. Bye bye for now.